In 1989, about 25% of the people executed in the United States were executed in the state of Alabama. We had dozens of people on death row who did not have legal representation. There were no institutions providing legal services to condemn people. If you don't have a right to counsel, and you don't have any money, and you're on death row, you're going to be executed.
It's stunning that a country that's so dedicated to incarceration as a solution for its problems knows so little about who we lock up, why, and for how long.
The people on death row had no help, had no assistance. If we didn't work on the cases, no one was going to work on the cases. In the late 80s, the Equal Justice Initiative was created as an organization to help people on death row. Over time, being exposed to a lot of other injustices in the criminal justice system led us to branch out and try to create programs and initiatives to confront the other problems outside of the death penalty context.
Imposing a sentence of life imprisonment without parole isn't a life sentence, it's a death sentence, it's a death in prison sentence. We've done a lot of work for people who've been sentenced to die in prison, people whose convictions and sentences have not been reliably imposed.
February 2nd of 2005, I gave birth at home to a stillborn son, Timothy, and then I was convicted of capital murder. And for the next 10 years, all of my 40s, I spent in the Tutwiler Women's Prison. The Equal Justice Initiative believed me when no one else would. They represented me during my appeal process. The Alabama Supreme Court had my sentence overturned. My release date was December 12th of 2012. It was a wonderful day. I'm home with my children, I'm home with my family.
In the late 90s, we started challenging the way poor people are not provided adequate legal assistance. Our criminal justice system treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. Wealth, not culpability, shapes outcomes. And we think that we have to change that.
I was convicted in 2000 for drug trafficking, which was a crime that I didn't commit. They sentenced me life without parole. I got in touch with EJI. They said, we're gonna work for you and we're gonna get you out of here. And I cried. I just cried because it was just overwhelming to know that somebody was actually there to help me. August the 17th of 2006, I was released, and it just was so surreal. It was just so surreal.
The young girl who was 14 years old wrote to us and said, I've been sentenced to life without parole, can you help me? And that was the beginning of our project challenging life without parole as an unconstitutional sentence for children.
The United States is the only country in the world that condemns children to die in prison, some as young as 13 years of age. We've seen real progress. 8 years ago, we were executing children in the United States. And in 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court banned the execution of children. In 2010, we were able to persuade the court to ban life imprisonment without parole for children convicted of non-homicides. And now the court has banned these mandatory death in prison sentences for all children. We started a project on race and poverty, where we're looking at the legacy of racial inequality and injustice in America. We partner with schools, other advocacy groups and organizations who are all interested in education around these issues of race and poverty.
We try to organize people to act on the injustice, speak out on these issues, and raise awareness.
It's too easy to say that something is complicated, it's difficult, it's been that way forever, and tolerate it. We can create a more just society, but it doesn't happen by itself. It is not inevitable.
For me to be sitting here, it's a miracle. I get up every day, and whatever I look at, I'm not looking at it through a chain link fence. And you can't explain that to someone.